to do all the boring bits. I'm really sorry. If there is an emergency today at all, please make your way to the safest possible exit out of the way of danger. Grab somebody in a yellow vest if you need to go into the road, and they will assure and assist with any movement that has to be done. The other thing I'd like to do is say huge thank yous. First of all, thank you to the fabulous Samba band, someone at the door. You are going to hear many speakers today, so the possibility of this happening is down to the Save the Alex campaign team and also the following people: Arden Estate Agents, MPF Recruitment, In Place Takeaway and Restaurant Headless Cross, Ormerod Rutter Chartered Accountants, Avon Freight Group, AG Cranes, who have got our fabulous banner up there just to say no to cuts at the Alex, Pace Print and Design, Cutting Edge in Churchill, the Redditch First Responders are parked just on the car park area of the old Death and Glory Records place. We also would like to particularly thank everybody who's put our Saver Services poster up over the past few weeks, in particular to Bob and Hazel's Snack Wagon on the Market, who've been ensuring leaflets have been out on their tables every day, to Cafe Mambo for offering fantastic Save Our Services food deals today, and also thanks to St Stephen's Church for allowing us to use their grounds. If you have got a flag, one of these, AG Cranes have sponsored these, please take it to the Save the Alex store over there. It's the white cream gazebo, where you can collect a meal voucher with some money off some meals for people. Also, the marshals in the yellow jackets have all got red buckets. Our campaign team works on donations, and in fact we ourselves fund an awful lot of our own movements, trips to London, etc. I'd also like to thank the group of people that have agreed to come and play for us at the end, the Yuki Men League, who are a fabulous entertainment troupe, so I'd like to give our special thanks to them, and please hang around to see them because they are so unique, it's unreal. You will have a fantastic time. Also, just to say, please stay safe today. If it's crowded, too crowded, please start to spread out a little bit. You will have speakers, so please stay around and listen to them. It's hugely important that our services are saved at the Alex. We do have our political parties that are across the way in St Stephen's Church. They're all there for you to go and question about the future of our NHS, and more specifically the future of our Alex. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful day. I'll just introduce now Neal Stote, who is the chair of the campaign team. Thank you.
Wow, 3 years on since they put it at risk, we still care. 30 years on from when our hospital was built, we still care. Yeah. Well done, Redditch, Ron Grove, and everybody that is here today. We stand fighting for service retention from what was meant to be a 6-month review in June 2012. Today, as a result of our efforts, supported by you, A&E, maternity, overnight children's services remain uncut. We told them there was no capacity elsewhere if you moved A&E and maternity, if the Alex were lost, and we were right. Worcester Royal collapsed over the winter period. There is not room for us to go there. We also told them that Worcester Acute Hospitals Trust was financially unstable. We were right, £25 million deficit this year and counting. They cannot afford to continue to run our hospitals, let alone force us into one that is too small. I've been told that by leading this campaign, we've been putting lives at risk. Utter rubbish. If they had closed our hospital in 2012, where would we have gone? Because Worcester did not cope during the winter period on April the 10th there were no ambulances available in Worcester because all the staff were treating people in corridors. That is not acceptable healthcare in this country. Despite that, today our hospital remains under the biggest threat it has faced in its 30-year history. Why? Because the health bosses and the politicians fiddle while patient care suffers. All of our politicians have made a mess of our NHS. Competition between hospitals, commissioners and hospital trusts arguing amongst each other, costly PFI deals, a reorganisation wasting £3 billion which could have been spent on better patient care and household care, a Health and Social Act which increased the threat of privatisation and created a system where nobody is in charge. Nobody is responsible in taking responsibility for our healthcare at our hospital. So where does the political football leave our hospital? Well, the acute trust say it's a commissioner-led review, even though the trust itself asked for the review far back as November 2011. It's a local decision, say ministers. Redditch and Bromsgrove Clinical Commissioning Group have the whip hand, says Jeremy Hunt. Despite all the finger-pointing and all the blame games, a crucial report is with the faceless, untouchable bureaucrats of NHS England. This report considers whether the current proposed model of care is safe. Harry Turner, chairman of Worcester Acute Hospitals Trust, wants us to trust the clinicians. We're told they're leading this review after all. Well, Harry, I'm happy to trust the poor A&E consultants that resigned from the Alexandra Hospital, as they were unwilling to be bullied into implementing your plan that would leave the A&E at Redditch with an unsafe department. I'm also more than happy to trust the midwives that I speak to who say there is no capacity at Worcester or Birmingham and question how people would even get there in an emergency. They say this review is about safety. I ask the health bosses and the politicians, is it safer to have corridors acting as wards, patients having cardiac arrests on trolleys, and women miscarrying in A&E corridors? All these events have happened at the overcrowded Worcester Royal site, the hospital that they want to send us to. And I say no. Keep the hospital that works and keep it in Redditch for the population of 200,000 that it serves. It is surely obvious to all that after 3 years of trying to shut down these services that it is just not feasible to do so, and the current one option on the table should be scrapped. They have tried many times over the years now to cut these services. When will they start focusing on service provision and not service cuts? People, we stand here today because those involved in this review have failed to convince anybody what they want to do is right. If it were right, it would have happened long before now. The process of the past 3 years has been deeply flawed. From day one, it has only ever considered what Worcester Acute Hospitals Trust can provide. The Alexandra Hospital is part of the National Health Service. It is not a private toy for Worcester Trust Board members to play empire building with. I am not interested in empires, I am interested in service provision. Of course any future model has to work for the whole of Worcestershire. Well, Redditch and Bromsgrove are part of Worcestershire, and the one plan on the table does not work for us, so it does not work for Worcestershire. Redditch and Bromsgrove GPs have called twice for all possible options to be looked at. Despite their clinical commissioning group apparently having the whip hand, only one option is on the table. What happened to the promise made in March 2013 by our commissioning group that the so-called Birmingham option would be worked up in full? It never happened. It got blocked by the acute trust who want us at Worcester. We've never seen that. University Hospitals, Birmingham, the people in the queue have never been allowed to look at the facts and the figures at the Alex. Yet in 2013, they said they would keep an A&E in our town, and they've been unallowed to even look at the option of doing so. To our GPs I say this: if the decision to dismantle services at the Alex is approved this year, will you be able to look your patients in the eye and say you did everything you could to protect the crucial services your patients rely on? If no, then I call on you to urge your clinical commissioning group to put a stop to the one option like it or lump it strategy. There are 6 candidates standing for MP for Redditch. They all have said things about the Alex over the past 3 years. Many of them fought for it when we led this campaign before in 2005 to 2008 and won. They're here today. This is your chance to ask them. Tell them we don't want warm words. Tell them we don't want false promises. Tell them we don't want political spin. However you vote, you have a powerful tool on May the 7th that will determine the future of our country, the future of the NHS and the future of the Alex. Make sure you send a message on May the 7th. We want action. We want our A&E and maternity services. We must save the Alex. Yeah!